Hello and welcome back. My name is Chrisabella, and we're back again with another devlog, devlog 4 for slog some hours. Yes, we start out this devlog with some inventory management. You can see I'm fiddling around with the inventory HUD at the bottom of the screen here. There was some animation issues that I had to fix. And yes, they were absolutely a pain in my butt. But I figured it out. It was just a little bit of tweaking on the positioning for the inventory pop-up display, and we got that figured out sooner than later. Thank goodness it was such a pain. You can also see popping up right there is the house screen. So we're going to have a house screen that manages storage. I'm programming some of the logic for it. It also allows you to refine things. So you get to refine your wood to make wood planks, which are obviously going to be much more valuable than the normal wood, and you're going to be able to sell them for more and buy them for more. You can see me contemplating a little bit here, doing a little bit of programming. I am placing some berry bushes as well. That's what you see right there. We're doing a little bit more coding to manage the inventory a little bit more. So when you chop things and when you pick up things like berries and fish and whatnot, we will add those to the inventory using that inventory management system. You can see me playing around with particles a little bit here. I'm creating a particle animation for when you pick up the berry bushes. Oh yeah, particles. We love particles here, and I just had tons of fun. I always have tons of fun when I create particles using the wonderful, amazing particle animation system inside of Unity. It's one of the best out there, in my opinion. I'm sure Unreal Engine comes close to being a competitor to the particle animation systems. However, Unity is my forte, and so I will say it's best. It's best to this day. So we managed to get the inventory working a little bit better so we can finally add things to the inventory. You can see I have some wood inside the inventory slots already. When I click on the arrow, it pops the inventory up. Next, we're going to work on the shops, and you saw Marvel Rivals pop up for just a second there. Yeah, this was a big thing around the time I was working on this. Marvel Rivals, I was actually really good with, what's her name? Magic. Ooh, she was so much fun. Yes, so we're working on the shop display screen here. You can see that on screen currently. I really found it difficult deciding on how to set this up. You could see me jump into ChatGPT because I had a thought to me that occurred while, yeah, I have thoughts. I do. I don't just go and go and go. But I did have a thought to me on how to save all of this logic to keep it persistent throughout games. And so I asked ChatGPT in the middle of creating my shop, just randomly, how to create a good save load function formula for this game. And we actually decided that there was a very specific way to go about this that is lightweight, also uses encryption and decryption, and I believe we used an AES method, so standard encryption, but it's your normal type of encryption that you'll see for most things nowadays, but still just as effective, even though it's most commonly used. Next to that, you can see me setting up the buy and sell buttons here, which I will faintly decide to change later on to what you see now, and then we change again, and then I'm sure we're going to change it a million times because, heck, man, the shop was just a pain in my butt to get set up. But no matter, we got it started. We got things moving. No, we're not going to keep that right there. No, absolutely not. The $1,000. These are all just placeholders. After that, we moved on to gates and switches. And let me tell you, gates and switches were such a headache to figure out to get it right. But when I finally did, oh gosh, the payoff was so worth it. And so here you can see we have these little switches on the ground. We're using things like the omega sign and the Sigma notation sign over there on the left. Really cool concept to me, and they light up. I'm gonna make them light up when you walk over them. They activate, and then there's a golden little gate. You can see me programming some of the logic here. The reason it was so difficult is because of the way that I programmed the nodes. When the player is pathing across the nodes, the little white nodes you see on the ground, and I move any of these nodes out of position, well, with the A star formula that I'm using, it does not play well with me moving nodes out of position when they're already locked in. So I had to do some extra programming to really figure out how to get this to work. And the rudimentary way that I got it to work was by moving a single node downward. And when the player activates all three of those switches over there, when you see them turn green, the gate will disappear. We'll have a golden gate here, you'll see. And then that node that I moved downwards will just move up by one, and then it refreshes all of the local nodes around it. So that was my little Mickey Mouse way to fix this. And yes, it probably took me a couple days to really get it where I need it to be. But you can see that this gate in particular unlocks to allow you into the space for 3 golden top spawners, which is actually, they're the most expensive tree in the game. So it's actually super useful to get that gate unlocked right away and start getting that wood. Yes. You can see here we're just about locking it into position. I don't think that we get it in this round, but maybe next video. So, without further ado, thanks for joining me in this devlog, and we will see you next time. Lock some hours.